So Kenny Linton just stopped by with the looks for powerful women. Now I'm joined by another powerful woman, and she's definitely dressed like one too. Can I tell you, Dr. Dana Dixon? Morning. Welcome to Smile Jamaica. It's
Good
morning time.
morning. How are you?
I am not bad. Executive at the JN Group.
Yes.
I don't want to start with that though. I want to start with your journey here, because a lot of time I meet powerful women and they talk about the struggles. What has kept you focused to bring you to this point?
Well, there have been a lot of things, and if I start by looking back on when I was born with my mother and her own dreams for me, and my grandmother who I was raised by. I think my grandmother really wanted a different life for me than she had. And she did everything that she could in order to have me be as successful as I have been able to become. And I think I owe a lot to her. And one of the things that she taught me, and I think has taught me, led me down this road, is really that anything can happen if you truly believe that it will happen. And I've had that focus throughout my life. And she spoke about hard work.
Yeah.
And I've had to work very hard throughout my life. And, I tell a lot of young people when I speak to them that you can have a big goal in the future, but it's baby steps. You have to take baby steps. I remember my first job ever when I was at UWI was working in a call center. I worked for 115, that was repair service back in the day with cable and wireless. And every day I went to work, I was abused on the phone because everybody wanted their phone fixed. You remember those days, cable and wireless, your landline, and needing it fixed. But that experience, even though it may seem like a simple job and it's not that big of a job, it taught me so much that I use today. No one can rattle me. I can deal with any issue and remain calm. And I tell a lot of young people, every single experience that you have is teaching you something. And you want to learn from those experiences, no matter how small it may seem. And I've had a lot of small learning experiences throughout my life, and I was open to them, and I've used them even now as I work with the JN Group.
Is that important for young people to understand, Dana? Because sometimes, and I've seen the debates, morning there, Jackson Miller, and they go in on internships and they're going on other things, and it's about making that money and getting paid. But what you've just said to me is that money is important,
It is.
but experiences are also equally important.
It is, and I can't say enough about getting that experience. The internships are fabulous because you get an opportunity to learn from people who are in the role that you want to be in one day. And what you want to do, you want to demonstrate that you're a hard worker, that you're willing to learn, and you want to learn as much as you can from those people around you, even if it is a filing job. You are filing for some people who have gone through struggles and have achieved something. You want to take the opportunity to understand them a little bit more. When you're filing, you want to look at, okay, what is this that I'm filing, and understand a little bit more about the business so you can have a conversation with whoever that supervisor is.
Yeah.
You can't just see these jobs as, oh, it's just this. It's a learning opportunity, always a learning opportunity.
But what do you consider the most important attribute to have as a leader and as a powerful woman?
I think as a leader, I really talk about authentic leadership, which is leadership that's based in some kind of ethical foundation. I think for me that is, trust, being able to develop trust with people. I think very important too for me, one of the most valuable things is valuing people, the people you work for, the people you interact with on a day-to-day basis. My grandmother always taught me, you're not better than anybody else.
Absolutely.
So whenever you're dealing with people, whether it's the person who's cleaning the place, whether it's the person who's filing, they are valuable people. And I think as a leader, we have to recognize the value in everybody that we interact with. And that's the only way that you're going to be able to bring out the best out of people.
Awesome. International Women's Forum. She got excited.
Yes.
How is it empowering women globally?
It is a fabulous organization. There are about 6,500 women in the organization globally from several different forums around the world. And they're all leaders in their own right. If you look at the IWF in Jamaica, there are women in there. It was started by Pat Ramsey, who is very well known in terms of the art scene, and she's been a mentor for me. There's Mina Israel too in the group. It's now led by Camille Facey. You have Dorothy Pine McClarty. You have Corinne McClarty. It's some of the biggest well-known women in terms of leadership in Jamaica, and that's the kind of women that you find around the globe that are a part of it, and I'm just honored to be able to sit in their presence. And one of the things that I found important with the IWF, you know, men have the lodge.
Yep.
We women need a structure within which we can support each other, and there are not many avenues for that. And the International Women's Forum is about bringing together successful women that you can just talk. There's no doing, you have to do this, you have to do that. It's all about just talking and being supportive. And that's a space that's not readily available for a lot of female leaders. And that's why it's such an important organization to me, because I can remember when I was in the public sector, I was working at JAMPRO, and one member was Corinne McClarty, and she started NHT and she started the precursor to JAMPRO. And I was able, as a vice president at JAMPRO, get advice from her about being a public servant. And, you know, she gave me wonderful advice. She said, you must always be willing to pack up your bag and go. Your integrity must never be called into question. It was fabulous advice that she gave me.
Important advice.
Fabulous advice. And when I was going into the private sector, into finance, there was Mina Israel there to help me through. And even in terms of leadership, I think leadership is really a journey, and you have to learn about yourself a lot. And even Pat Ramsey has taken the time to work with a lot of emerging young leaders for several years in terms of understanding who you are, because if you don't know who you are, then you're not really able to be the kind of transformative leader that you want to be. And so it's a fabulous environment to be a part of the International Women's Forum.
Awesome. In just a couple of minutes, you've already made many of us feel empowered. So I can imagine just sitting in that forum, just how much it empowers you and the other women. Thank you for sharing.
Thank
that
you.
with us, and more power to you.
Thank you very much.
Executive at both the Jane Group and the IAAF Jamaica, Dr. Dana Morris Dixon. Stay with us now. We've got Turbulence and Big Pop in the building, and they're hitting the smile stage after the break.